The American dream, money, status, and women. Lots of women. We've all seen guys like Dan Bilzerian on Instagram with wholesome girls. And we've all heard the legend of the Wolf of Wall Street and the lavish life he lived. Which brings up the question, do these guys only get girls because of their boatloads of cash? Or is there more substance to their personality? Now, I'm not one to judge a book by its cover. That's why in this battle royale, we're setting out to answer who has the better game, the King of Instagram or the Wolf of Wall Street. So to score this contest, I'll be looking for 5 specific markers of good game. Here they are. Number 1, actually understands female dynamics and psychology, aka he doesn't have to pay to play. You know what I'm saying. Number 2, he doesn't sell himself. Number 3, he gets women to chase him. Number 4, abundance mentality towards women. And number 5, overall flirty demeanor. Up first, Jordan Belfort.
Guys, I'm nervous. Can you tell?
Don't be nervous.
Are you nervous? I'm kind of nervous.
All right, we can already see that these girls are reacting positively to him. We don't know what happened before they got on camera, but obviously his reputation precedes him. Let's see how this plays out.
We're gonna have fun, so don't be
I literally
nervous.
am on set naked and I'm not this nervous.
It's okay, don't be nervous around me. It's cool, just be yourself, girl. This is a very confident and cocky thing to do. Good cocky, like flirty cocky, like cocky that actually gets girls attracted to you.
It says send lewds.
Send lewds. Thank God they're illegal because I'd take 2 right about now, you know?
No way.
And I'd probably give each of you one, but then again.
Pay attention to his tonality. He didn't say it like, I'm so nervous, I kind of wish I had some substances. He's like, I kind of wish I had 2 lewds right now because I'm sitting next to you 2 beautiful ladies.
When it comes to women, to me, it was more like a numbers game. It's like fishing. You know, you cast your pole into the ocean 100 times, you're gonna catch some fish. You cast it 5 times, you're not gonna catch that many fish.
I do like this mentality, and obviously it comes from his sales background. So it's understandable that he's gonna take a similar mentality towards women.
So when you're dating, to try to find a man, maybe that's homosexual, what's your chances of closing that guy and going out with you?
Very low.
What you do is you say, have a nice day, you're not for me. Next person, hey, how you doing? So, do you have a boyfriend?
If one girl rejects me, it's okay because it's a numbers game. I gotta talk to more women. And it does show a little bit of an abundance mentality. So this is a good sign for the Wolf of Wall Street.
You look so
Anything you
awesome.
want.
You know how sexy you look in those glasses? They make you feel like $1 million by you.
Now this is really cool what he just did. If you want to call a girl sexy or call her something that's a little bit of a risque compliment, all you have to do is sandwich it in between 2 normal non-sexual compliments. So you look awesome in those glasses. You look super sexy in them. Those glasses make you look like $1 million.
You look so
Anything you
awesome.
want.
You know how sexy you look in those glasses? They make you feel like $1 million by you.
He called her sexy, but it slipped under the radar because it was the second out of 3 things. He sandwiched it between 2 non-sexual compliments.
I
like
think
taking
I'm gonna buy some.
Man, can I be honest with you? They actually look great on you.
You have to balance out the flirtatiousness with real human connection. Can I be honest with you? They actually do look good on you. So remember this. Step 1, sexy sandwich. Step 2, down to earth, genuine compliment.
My girlfriend now, so I DM'd her. We start DMing 5 to 6 hours a night, back and forth about God knows what.
If you fall into the trap of texting or DMing a girl that much before you ever meet up with her, you're gonna fall into the text friend zone, which is even worse than the normal friend zone because you don't even see her in person. Already, I'm starting to disagree with his strategy, and it probably wouldn't apply to most guys who don't have the status level of the Wolf of Wall Street.
So I said, hey, let's go out for dinner. Because I can't. Why not? I don't speak a word of English. I didn't speak a word of Spanish. She didn't speak
Don't
a word
tell
of
me you
English.
learned.
So he found out this girl he'd been DMing every night for hours doesn't actually speak English. So what does he do?
You got
I learned-
Rosetta Stone?
No, I memorized the dictionary. 14 days I was fluent in Spanish.
I don't know, man. He's a little too easily sold on this girl, and he's already going out of his way to try and win her over, especially going through the effort to become fluent in a second language in just 14 days. The amount of effort that had to have gone into that, come on now, that's a little bit ridiculous.
I
man.
really speak Spanish. So I memorized every photograph memory. Within 2 weeks, I was fluent. Only for a woman would I learn Spanish like that. Right?
I really speak Spanish. No, I have a photographic memory. I became fluent in just 2 weeks. Usually this is a low status trait, selling yourself, but he is balancing it out pretty well with his flirtatious quips with this other girl.
Speak Hungarian.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Fluent in
Why is
Hungarian.
that?
Rather than over validating her, me too, no way, oh my God, that's so cool. He shifts the attention to the other girl,
Okay.
God,
How about you?
I speak pig Latin.
You speak Latin?
but he says it with a breaking report tonality. What about you? Do you speak any languages?
I really want to know your craziest one-night stand story. Beck needs to know.
Becca wants to hear, what is your answer to this question? What is the implication there?
We had all these girls. We went absolutely wild. And it got so disgusting and decadent on the boat. We're like, we have to get the hookers off the boat.
We have to get the hookers off the boat.
We have to.
We gotta get the hookers off the boat.
We actually straight
Let's drop them off on an island.
No, there
Put
is
them
not an
off.
island
We
with
got
hookers.
We sent some helicopters to pick them up.
I don't care who you are, even though it is hookers and he is technically paying for it, still nonetheless a baller move.
I love funny
Yeah.
guys.
If you make Becca laugh, you're in, which is almost, it's a good and bad thing.
This girl in the center is really helping out Jordan because she's teasing the other girl for being easy.
Hey, okay, that's not it. Not just funny.
And now the girl, she has to defend herself.
But funny
Name one
is a
more
huge-
thing. A mustache. She's a big fan of mustache.
I guess for the oral sex part, right?
This just shows that even if you don't have that good a game, if you have a good wing woman, it makes all the difference.
You like anklets then, don't you?
People say that I like blondes, but that's not, I think it's coincidental.
Human nature is to want something that you can't have, and by him saying that her blonde hair automatically disqualifies her from being his type, makes her subconsciously want him more. All right, Jordan Belfort on the board. What is his final tally? He did have an overall flirty demeanor, I'll give him that. He did have an abundance mentality talking about the numbers game. He did do a good job of getting women to chase him with his breaking reportsonality. He did qualify himself at times, which is not the worst thing to do, but nonetheless, he was selling himself. And the ability to understand female nature, I'm not gonna give him that one simply because he did pay to play talking about a lot of hookers. If that's what you're into, to each his own, but in terms of having good game, you don't want to have to pay to play. I'm gonna give him 3.5 out of 5 stars. Now let's go to Dan Bilzerian.
So we are at Dan Bilzerian's house. We just walked in. Dan's apparently napping.
If there's one thing I can say, Dan knows how to create the perception of celebrity, and he does that by having this king-like aura. People are coming in for an important interview, and he's napping when they show up to set the frame that they are on his time, on his playing ground.
I wrote 708 pages, took 1 day off during the 57 days. I even went like 10 days without having sex.
How many days without sex?
10 days.
You do that.
Impressive. He obviously gets girls. We already know that about Dan Bilzerian, but let's see, does it come down to his actual game and understanding of female nature? I'm not quite sure yet. Or is he completely relying on celebrity status?
So you openly have a sex addiction?
I mean, I had to have, dude. I was having sex like 3 to 4 times a day.
I was having sex 3 or 4 times a day. That sounds like a lot of work, personally.
Well, I think it's also just like the amount of time you spend like talking to the girls, text when you're dating like 50 girls or whatever. It's so time consuming.
Dating one girl is time consuming. Dating 50, I cannot even imagine. One thing I did gather from that comment is that he's not playing the numbers game. Unlike Jordan Belfort, who said it is a numbers game, and if you approach a certain amount of girls, some are gonna be into you, some are not gonna be into. He said, I just don't have the time to be texting and talking to all these different girls, especially if I'm dating that much volume.
Like in the military and high school, where it was basically the opposite, where I would approach every single girl that I saw. I think that's good. Like, obviously, like you have to build up.
Back in the day, he did approach a lot of girls at the beginning just to get the fundamental skills.
Losing the ego, right? Just like approaching every hot girl that you see and not worrying about rejection.
That's telling me he might already have the fundamental skills, and then he figured out a more efficient way.
I created this environment where the girls had to come to me and there was this competition. So if a girl didn't get wet sucking my dick, I was like, whatever, she's not into me. And next girl.
Abundance mentality, always realizing that no girl is that special to where he's not so easily sold on her. I like where this is going.
It was intermittent positive reinforcement. And so it was like this crazy situation where I was kind of the prize.
Intermittent positive reinforcement. The way he talks about game tells me that he's a very analytical person, and obviously his results speak for themselves.
And that was another thing, is like I was so honest about it. And so because of that, I was able to get away with so much fucked up shit.
This is so true. If you set the right expectations from the beginning that you are that type of guy, as long as he's open about it, these girls have nothing to complain about.
Girls seeing you with other hot girls, that automatically like trigger something. Or he's got to have a big dick, or there's got to be something. There's a reason.
Most guys would think, oh, I can't show that I'm with other girls because then it would make her feel less special. He understands that it actually subconsciously makes her want him more because it's like a walking testimonial for you as a man.
So I would have these parties that have 300 girls and there'd be 30 dudes and fucking, you know, you could come in on a wheelchair drooling and get laid.
Dr. David Buss, in the evolution of desire, he literally gives the example of Texas Christian University. There's a lot more women than men. Guys who were rated as less attractive in most environments were actually seen as more attractive at Texas Christian University, where the girl to guy ratio was way better.
Do you believe men and women can be friends? Because in your situation, right, you're just banging these girls, right? Do you actually talk to them, or do you just fuck them?
This guy's asking stupid fucking questions. Everything that Dan is saying is completely contradicting his mentality towards girls. This man should be taking notes, not taking offense.
Oh, he gets Salim triggered about girls.
No,
this is gonna be
no
good.
women. I find women very, very interesting. That's why.
I find girls very interesting. I want to get to know them. Do you just hate women? This guy's cracking me up, man.
The thing is, since I wasn't paying him, I had to have those interactions, which drained a lot of fucking time.
Dan said, I don't pay these girls, which reinforces the fact that because he understands female psychology, he doesn't have to pay to play.
Because I don't believe I could be friends with women. Like, especially if it's a hot girl,
Wasn't
without having
like-
some sort of like sexual.
If you can't be friends with a girl, I would say that's more of a knock on you, but this is besides the point.
If she's aggressively trying to hook up with you and you finally bang her, she feels like she accomplished something. You know, if people are offering you something for free, you probably don't value it as much.
You want what you can't have, and so if he can make himself a scarce commodity, then obviously girls are gonna want him more.
So many fucked up situations with girls that had heard about me from their boyfriend. You know, if this girl wouldn't otherwise have cheated, was it worth the 15 minutes of banging this chick? Probably not.
A girl who's in a relationship is automatically going to make him less likely to want to sleep with her. Obviously, if he can date 50 girls at the same time and have an open relationship with all of them, he has an abundance mentality towards women, but this just reinforces the fact that he's actually congruent to that.
And it's just psychology, right? So I think a lot of people focus on chasing, and I focus more on trying to like be chased.
Gets girls to chase him? Check.
Like, I don't care if she's into me because I have money, or I don't care if she's into me because of whatever. Just as long as it's not like transactional.
All right, I think I've seen enough here. For Dan, let's go through the checklist. Actually understands female nature, so he doesn't have to pay to play. I'll give him a big ass star for that one. Doesn't sell himself. Yeah, I would say that as well. He actually gets girls selling themselves to him because the numbers are skewed in his favor. He gets women to chase him, having the women compete for him by nature of how the environment is set up. 4 obviously has an abundance mentality towards women, but I'm not gonna give him the overall flirty demeanor. From my experiences of watching Dan Bilzerian interact with everybody, he doesn't speak with a lot of charisma. However, he doesn't necessarily need to because of all the other advantages working in his favor. So final score, 3.5 stars for Jordan Belfort, 4 stars for Dan, which makes Dan Bilzerian the official winner of this game showdown. Let me know in the comments, do you agree with my assessment? And also let me know, who would you like to see in the next showdown of who has better game? See you next week.